Hey, it's Kevin and Frank from Cruising with Wheels.
Hey guys, today's video is the top 7 cruise cabins not to book. Now, some cruisers don't realize the importance of where your cabin is going to be. And the selection process is so important when you're booking. Because we ourselves have had some issues with some cabins.
So the first suggestion that we would say is not to book a small inside cabin if you happen to be claustrophobic or you're just used to getting a larger room.
Right. If you've never cruised, I don't think some people realize how small an inside cabin can be.
Now, a standard inside cabin can be anywhere from 115 to 185 square feet.
And what the size of an inside cabin is on Princess might be different on Royal Caribbean, might be different on NCL, might be different on Holland America, and even within the same cruise line,
The
ship to ship.
Ship to ship, the cabin size can vary because the ships are made at different times.
Right.
And the concept grows.
Concept grows. Innovations occur. Changes are made from ship to ship. So you just never know.
Now, coming in at number 2 is don't book a cabin that could end up being noisy.
Oh boy.
Now, that sounds like common sense, right? But how would people know that?
Well, the thing is, you have to do what we do, is that we investigate and memorize the deck plans for the ship that we have selected. And that is a major factor in the cabin we select and on the deck that we choose, because you don't want to be, what, underneath the discotheque.
Or maybe you're a napper, right?
Right.
Like Frank is. Maybe you don't want to be underneath a restaurant that might be busy during lunch times, right?
Now, and one of the cruises we took, and I really don't remember which one it was. I only know the cabin number. It was cabin number 8096.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
That was on the Jade. We were with Dave and Darlene.
Okay. Now, we picked that cabin. The cabin itself we liked. However, little did we know and didn't really fully check it out. Shame on us. But we were, I believe, we were above the kitchen. And to access that cabin, we had to go up kind of a ramp. It wasn't
we were next to a kitchen.
Yeah, it wasn't a flat hallway. We had to go up a ramp and make a turn into the upper hallway, and that's because the kitchen, the way the ship was built, they needed the height. So we didn't have a flat hallway.
Well, and we were stupid because we could have gone out the back way and got in an elevator instead of doing the ramp. It took us a very long time to figure that out.
We were thinking that it was kind of awesome because the hallway was right off of
It really was. It was.
And it's like, there, we can just go there. It's like, oh, but look, I can't get up myself. So I could never get to my room on my own.
It's the secret hallway. But third on our list is don't book a cabin that is prone to motion. And a lot of people are going to say, well, what does that mean? You're on a ship, it's constantly moving.
Right. But again, you have forward, midship, and aft.
And then you have lower decks and higher decks.
Right.
So this is a controversial thing in the cruising community because everybody likes where their cabins are generally, who cruise a lot.
People say, oh, don't be too forward at the front of the ship because you're going to get that
Now, if you're too
heavy motion.
Yep, if you're too forward, generally you get the bobbing up and down. And the same goes for in the back.
Right.
You bob up and down a little bit more. The lower you are, the more side-to-side motion you'll feel. And the higher you are, usually the same.
And another point for being a little too low, like to the bottom, is that you're now getting close closer to the engines, to the crew quarters, and a lot more noisy activity.
Right.
Now, Kevin and I, we try to stay midship.
We try to stay midship. That being said, the newer ships, the newer builds, like the Bliss, the Joy, the Celebrity Edge,
Technology has changed.
So you will not feel as much motion in the back or the front, or the higher or the lower, because of the stabilizers they use now.
Right. New technology.
So that's something to consider too, is how old is that ship? Coming in at number 4 is don't book a guarantee cabin if you don't like uncertainty or surprises.
Right. Now,
or you're handicapped.
Right. Now, the benefits of booking a guaranteed cabin is you're going to get probably the lowest price. It's a good price. And you have to have the attitude of, hey, whatever, catch as catch can, and they're really not concerned where they put me. I'm just happen to be on a cruise ship.
So a guarantee means that you are guaranteed whatever cabin type and category that you selected. So if you selected an inside category 1, IA, let's say, then you're guaranteed that you are going to have at least that. But chances are you might end up with a ocean view or a balcony or a mini suite. And one of our subscribers ended up with booking an inside cabin, I believe, and she ended up, when she showed up, she had the grand suite or
it was the
captain's suite.
Yeah, it was like, oh my God. So there are benefits to taking a chance, booking a guarantee, because you could get there and end up being in the penthouse.
Now, on the bad side of a guarantee is you're not going to know where your cabin is. You're not going to know, you'll know when you get there, but you're not going to have, as far as planning, if you're prone to motion sickness, you're going to want to select what cabin you're in. If you're handicapped, you are going to, and need a full turn access room, you are going to need to select that cabin. You cannot choose a guaranteed room. But coming in at number 5 on our list is don't book a cabin too close to the elevators.
Right. If you're worried about constant foot traffic and the dinging of elevators and the stomping around, put yourself a little further down. Now, we like to be...
I was going to say, we can always spin something bad into something good because we enjoy being close to the elevators. It's less rolling for Frank to get to the room.
Right. When we get to our deck, I know we can just turn the corner and we're right there.
Right. Generally, a handicap room will be in close proximity of elevators. That being said, we have been on cruises where we were like right next door to the elevator shaft.
Yeah.
And I did not like that one bit because we could hear all day and all night the traffic. But coming in at number 6 is don't book a cabin that affords you no privacy whatsoever.
Yes. So if you're really into, I don't want anyone looking at me, okay, that would be me, then one might say that maybe a balcony isn't for you, because a lot of times when these ships dock, your ship is on one side of the dock and there's another ship on the other side, and the balconies are all so close looking at each other, you could literally exchange recipes.
And this also comes into play as to when you're speaking to your travel agent, the particular ship layout, because there are some ships where the balconies come out and then go back in. So if you're in one of those go back in balconies, people can see you. Right. People can see you when you're out on that balcony.
I know.
And so, I don't know.
Royal Caribbean that has that
face the boardwalk.
Face the boardwalk, or Central Park, where open your curtains and you're looking down on everybody in the ship, and and the lower levels, they could be looking in at you. So for those of you that don't want to be seen, that could be a problem.
Now, last on our list is also something that can be turned into a good thing.
Oh,
and
always.
and that is don't book a cabin with an obstructed view. However, you had mentioned earlier the cabin we were in on the NCL Jade.
That had a good obstructed view.
It had a wonderful obstructed view.
You never know.
You never know
Yes.
with an obstructed view. So do your due diligence.
Right. We have been on that particular cruise. The obstructed view was the lifeboat, but the lifeboat was so low it didn't obstruct our view at all.
I will try to find the room tour and
Yes.
link it above for
And then
you.
we had another one where the obstructed view was just simply
Oh,
a
this
steel,
little pole
yeah,
like
the
this.
steel beam.
Look, I'm obstructing
Yeah.
Frank.
And I was like,
It was like that. That was it.
that was it. So yeah, I mean, it's one thing to have a giant boat blocking your whole view, but we've been lucky with that.
So I guess the takeaway from this whole video today, it's fun to say these aren't the cabins that you should book, but the takeaway is do your research. And if you are not willing to do your research, you need to find and align yourself
Yes.
with a good travel professional, whether it be with the particular cruise line that you're interested in booking,
Right.
or with an independent travel
Right.
agent.
Build a relationship with someone.
If you're interested in who we use, you can email us, or if you have a question for one of our regular Q&As, email us at
Cruising with Wheels at rochester.rr.com.
We want to thank you for joining us today, as always, and we want to remind you to always
Travel safe.
and cruise often.